Hi, my boos. How are you? My magical mystics, welcome back to another episode of We Are Magic Crystal Talk podcast. Can't even get this shit out. So our topic today is, am I afraid to be seen? And let me read this from the Soul Truth Awareness deck. People love these. I love these cards. The world doesn't want you to hold back any longer. Time to shine your unique light on the world. You were made from love, and from love, you are whole. There is no more hiding. There is no more shame. There is only truth. Live naked and free. Today's soul action. What parts of me do I hide so I can be socially accepted and fit in? Am I being authentic? Do I allow myself to be all of me? What do I need to feel so I can be safe to be seen? Journal your answers. We're always doing shadow work, guys. Y'all know this. We're always going to break out the journals and the notebooks. And we're going to do, I had a religious person come on my, I guess they were a light worker, but when you come at me like this, it's religious. It was a funny post. So on my platform on Instagram, I post my reels, like my shorts from my podcast, and I post either inspirational content or funny memes because I love to laugh. To me, laughter is medicine. And it was about shadow work. And I think I might put this up in the video. Now, on the podcast, you're not going to see it. So you're going to go on YouTube and you're going to have to watch the video too. But anyway, it's funny. You know what? I'll put it on my, I'll post it on YouTube. I'm going to start putting my, yeah, look at that. Look at Spirit. I'm going to start posting my funny memes on YouTube because thank goddess that we have that opportunity to do this now. But yes, so I post this. It was a whole bunch of them, but it was this one particular meme where this dude is in the mud, and it says something like, when you want to spread only love and light, but your spirit guides have you doing shadow work and da. So this person was like, God would never have you do that stuff. You guys talking about spirit guides are actually working with demons. God and the angels would never have you do that demonic stuff or something like that. And I was like, and I don't like to debate people. I usually just delete them and make them unfollow me until it gets bad, and then I'll block you. And then you got to go create a whole new account about it. I was like, shadow work is literally facing yourself. You see? Because they have promoted this separation bullshit so much that your shadow is something outside of you. No, it is not, honey. It is an energy that you have created for protection because of all the trauma that you've gone through. As like, am I afraid to be seen? That's why I struggled for 2 years to put content out, because of this. Trolls, bullying, non-playable characters. And I need to see them as non-playable characters. I need to see them as source created these beings. Because remember, we're all source. And source, is all of us. So there's just, these people are just, on Grand Theft Auto or any other video game you play where, it's just a computer operated thing. And their job is to literally just walk past you, bump into you. Hey, cause those are non-playable characters. Like, you can't play those characters as source. As your embodied source. But source has them programmed into this bullshit. So yeah, it's like, that's what they are. I wish I could cut off my emotions. I wish I could. I'm controlling them a whole lot better than what I used to. My emotions make me very, very sick because of the Crohn's disease issue that I'm working on getting rid of that program. I don't want that shit anymore. But when I get super stressed out, angry, sad, depressed, anything, it affects me physically. Like, I had a doctor the last time I was admitted to the hospital. She was like, your emotions rule your health. I went, yeah, they do. And I think they rule a lot of people's health. That's why you have high blood pressure when you're highly stressed out all the time. Because we're not meant to be in flight or fight syndrome 24 fucking 7. And that's what this parasitic society, that's what they have us doing, is always stressed out. Go, 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 go. You got to pay bills. You got to do this. You got to make sure your family's taken care of. It's just so, and it shouldn't be that way. You know, we're in a constant state of our ancestors back in the day when they were out there facing the wild and, you know, survival mode. And we should not be in that right now. Like that, it's not working. It may be lining their pockets. It's working for them, but it's definitely not working for our highest good. So, yes, being afraid of being seen. Are you afraid of being seen? Have you had some type of traumatic experience in your life where you were mocked publicly by groups of people? Because I went through that in middle school. I was bullied by teachers as a child, like in elementary school. The adults bullied me. Out of that whole experience in Taft Elementary, I had one teacher in second grade that was good to me and appreciated that I was shy and nurtured me. The rest of them, oh no, they got off on destroying me publicly. And what it did, it put me further. I was already a very shy kid. I know, hard to believe. I was super shy. And by them doing that, it made it worse. And I would not talk to anyone. If I didn't know you, I didn't talk to you. You had to be from the sacred circle of my friends. And most of my friends are extroverts because, like I said, an extrovert sees an introvert and they adopt them. So, because they know we're just not going to make friends. I mean, we're not. And it's due to fear and trauma. So these are things that we have to unpack and uproot and identify and put a new program in. You know, if you keep hanging on to your fear, you're going to manifest exactly what you're constantly worried about. If you are constantly working on bettering your experience here on this planet, so you're not just constantly suffering, because we all have loss. We all have devastating moments, you know, stuff like that happens, but it's up to us on how we proceed from there. And if you're afraid of being seen, if you're afraid of putting yourself out there, let's say you have, you're in a meeting and they're asking for ideas. And there's times for me, I have done this. I have given them a great idea and they shot it down instantly. Like, fuck my idea. And by them doing that, because of trauma, because I hadn't done the shadow work yet, I hadn't taken the steps to start working on my healing, I went back into the shell. I stopped offering anything because I felt, I went back to elementary school. I went back to the ridicule of not feeling good enough, being bullied by adults. And then from there, as a child, I went to junior high or middle school, and I was bullied by boys. And it's like, and here's this program. So you have teachers, adults, the Matrix knows. They know who we are. And they know our purpose. That's why they call it star seeds. And they had a certain generation of people. Like, they knew we were coming. They knew. So it doesn't make anybody better than anybody else. Again, like I said, it's a generation of people. So it's a lot of us. But you get bullied as a child by adults in the education system, making you feel you're not smart enough. And then you get bullied by an opposite sex or gender, whatever. And you're made to feel that you're not pretty enough, that you're ugly, that you're this. Because, I needed braces. I had buck teeth and they're already I need to get braces again. I have TMJ. But that put me in okay, I'm not smart enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not good enough. And by the time I was in high school, I was a absolutely broken individual. The first person that shows me any type of love, I would cling to them. And that's when the codependency thing kicked full force. And that's why I'm single now and choose to be. And I was afraid to be in a relationship. And now I'm just kicking that definition out of my fucking vocabulary. It's not that I am afraid. It's just that I don't want to repeat the same toxic cycles. where, we're empaths and we see the good in them, or as they say, the light in them. You see their higher self in them. And you see their potential. But they are not embodying it, and they are mean and they're toxic, and you hang on to the potential. And that's what I did. So I'll tell you this, like I get on Tinder or a dating site, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to put myself back out there. I'm going to go on a date. I'm going to do these things. And then I start getting all this attention, and they want to start meeting me. And because of the trauma of my past relationships that I'm still working on, it's am I afraid of being seen? So I start feeling seen. I'm just like, oh, I'm not ready. And then I just delete the account. I completely just deactivate it, delete it. I get rid of everything. But this is me being authentic with you. I'm going to come on here and tell you my shortcomings. Where I am from, Charleston, West Virginia. And I have a lot of friends there, and they know what I've been through. They know what I've gone through. They know that I had confidence issues. And so when they see me putting out this content, instead of doing this, so proud of you, Crystal. And I do have a huge support group there, and I'm so thankful for them. They share my stuff. They're so good to me. But I also have people who I care about who are not, how can I put this? They are not pleased with what I'm putting out. Rolling their eyes, being haters, sub-posting. And all I post is very, my experience and what I've learned and what I'm still learning and what I'm going through. I'm not doing this to you. I'm not telling you. I'm not trying to make anyone on here feel like they're less than. I'm not trying to be a guru. I'm not trying to be worshipped. Of course, I want fucking money because money pays bills and money pays rent and money buys clothes and food and stuff like that. And I love Lakshmi, and I'm all about abundance and prosperity and success, period. I have no problem. I am not going to be a fake about that shit. And people who come on there and say, money is the root of all evil, and this capitalist regime nation, and then they got like 1 million fucking followers. Are you serious? They are using capitalism to do the things to get the money. You know what I mean? So we gotta be mindful and present and shit about that. But anyway, let me get back to what I was saying. By my friends that are obviously not my friends, hating on me and rolling their eyes and sub-posting and talking shit because I am putting out a positive platform of us coming together as one consciousness, source, mind. They're offended. Now, when I was bitching on Facebook, when I was playing the Matrix game, and when I was crying and telling everybody my problems and all my personal business, they ate that shit up. It's like, I see what they call it, social media. It's like the news media, it's a tactic. It's a distraction. It's yuck. And I see how people on social media attack one another. And this is why I struggled for so long to be seen. I wanted to be small, when I'm in the room, I'm the one that's in the back, unless I know everybody, and then I'll be silly or whatever. But I observe, I am quiet, I don't want to be the center of attention. Most of us don't want to be the center of attention. We just want respect. And that's another thing, guys. When you have someone on social media or who's a movie star or a reality star, these are humans with feelings. And they may show themselves a certain way on TV. That your spirit is like, they're fake as fuck. Who cares? They're still humans, and it still hurts them. And this is what I'm talking about with the non-playable characters and the trolls and the bullying. Like, you would think the older you get, that shit would stop. To my Gen X and Gen Zs and my millennials that are following me, I love you all so much. To the older generation, I love you all so much. But let me explain something to Gen Z. When I was younger, And when I was being hated on by females for no fucking reason, because I just love all humans. But, oh, bitch, you think you all that. She thinks she... I never thought I was all that. Again, I was told I was ugly most of my life and bullied. So that was their own insecurity. They were projecting. But I didn't know what projecting was back then. I was just, I was a teenager. But they were projecting onto me. I was like, you know what? This is so immature. So that's how I saw it. I was like, oh my God, they're so immature. And I can't wait until, when I'm in like 40s. And they're not like this anymore, and they're more mature. Oh, honey, no, it doesn't end. It does not end. If they don't do the work to fix their ugly, nasty, stinking ass, shitty disposition, they will carry that nasty shit up to, that's from 9 to 99. I mean, these haters, they're haters, just like Cat Williams said. And I would love to adopt the mindset of Cat Williams. Like, oh, I didn't want more haters, but I don't want haters. I want everyone to understand that your life is so much more important than jumping on comments and trolling people. You're so much more important than that. You could have your own platform, and you can start getting followers, and you can start, if you want to be a troll, then make a troll platform. I mean, I don't know, just make a platform for trolls, and where y'all can just, come at each other. But like, just being in a negative space because it's funny, like it's so funny upsetting people, like, ew. Non-playable character. What source put into the program to bump into you and go, hey, and on the video games. Non-playable characters. Your filler episodes for seasons on Netflix. You're not even really a real paid actor. So do you want to be a main character, or is an NPC more fun? If you're an NPC and that's your purpose on Earth, go for it. I'm not here to change that. But I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing. And doing this with every freaking thing I've been through takes confidence and strength. And you're not born with confidence. I mean, you're just not. You're born with an awareness. You're born with intuition. Alertness, when a baby feels like they're about to be dropped. They've never been dropped before, but they'll do this, right? We're born with that. We're not born with confidence. And even it's like it's a choice. It's a decision. It's something you have to make. And if you don't have it and you lack it, you train yourself. You have to fight through the bullshit. And I'm sorry, I'm moving around, guys. I'm just not feeling well. My lungs have been hurting. I've just been sick off and on, and if it continues, I will go to the emergency room. But I hate going to the emergency room because I get admitted and I don't like it. They'll be like, "Oh, do you know your magnesium's low?" I'm like, "Yes, I have Crohn's. We're admitting you." I'm like, "Oh, fuck." But yes, this takes confidence. This takes determination and discipline. It's hard. It is really hard to push yourself to do something when it seems terrifying. And if you have a voice, and even if you don't have a voice, let's say you're a poet, but you're so afraid of ridicule. NPCs exist, and then they're out here, and that's exactly how we need to start seeing these people. And I love Christians, and because I was one. I was that. I was very religious, and like I've said before, I would love you straight to hell. Yes, I would. I would just love you straight to hell and let you know that you were not good enough. But Jesus died for you. And so when they come for me in the comments, it's like, okay, this is my chance to drop the mustard seed. And I'll say things like, well, you're not God, Crystal. You're a deep. And I'll say, well, Jesus said, ye are gods. That means you are gods. It's in Psalms too. He was quoting a scripture in the book. Well, your book says, ye are gods. Everything I do, you can do and more. So that's me dropping mustard seeds. I just need to plant a seed and then, talk to their higher self like, they're coming to me. If you don't want them coming to me and you don't want me activating them, keep them out from my shit. And I can't do that. I'm not here to debate. I'm not here. I used to be that way when I was in religion because I read the Bible. I didn't just listen to my pastor. I read it. I studied it. I wrote notes. I lived it. I did all the things. No, I wasn't perfect because that's the thing. We sin as Christians. I mean, we're just fucking sinners. But we'll use the scapegoat. Well, Jesus died on the cross. He took all my sins away. And all I got to do is say, forgive me, Jesus, and then I can go be a fucking asshole again. And that's why I love spirituality, because we really take dharma and karma seriously. And not because we're scared of karma or anything like that. If you were like I used to be really scared of karma until I found out I was karma. But just picking, sort of. But when you are spiritual, it's literally connection to source, to the creator, and to all the ascended masters, to Yahushua Mashiach or Yeshua or Yahushai or Jesus or Jesus, whatever you want to call him, Jesus, all the names they've been given this man. Selassie, like I said, all the ascended masters, we are connected to all because we know we are all one in source. We're not looking at the dark ones and the light ones, the angels and the demons. We know they all serve a purpose because source made them all. And if you have a problem with that, you would have to take that up with source. And you know what? How silly that is, because that's you. All the demons that I had in my life, I manifested and created through fear. Scared to death of them until my higher self made me face them all, which took all night long. It was terrifying. But it's nothing like your higher self standing right behind you. I could feel the hands on my shoulders and my voice speaking to me saying, no fear, they cannot harm you. Ooh. Well, once the higher self said that, I was like, it's on then. So yeah, all night long, I sit there and face that shit. And every time a demon would come to attack me, I'd be like, stop. Just like Neo, I was like, stop. That's exactly what I said. And it dropped to the ground. They were small to me. And I looked at it because it couldn't attack me because I've already set the intent to stop. I said, you cannot harm me. You are only an aspect of me. Come on. And that was me transmuting all of them. And like, what's transmutation? Changing, reprogramming, reinventing. Because, you'll hear them say all the time, you need to transmit the dark and the light. You need to reprogram the negative energy into a positive energy that works for your highest good. So when I was done going through all that stuff, I know I'm veering off of, am I afraid to be seen? But I get this question a lot. And they're like, what? You're always talking about demons. If you knew who I was, you wouldn't be coming for me like that. But, and I'm not speaking on ego. I mean, literally, don't do that. My higher self was like, turn around. Because like I said, this went on all night. I faced every damn one of them. And it was a whole legion of them behind me. Oh, like the Game of Thrones. It was crazy. I'm watching Game of Thrones now. We'll get back to that later. But I heard my voice and she said, they don't attack you anymore. Now they protect you. Alchemy. And I didn't have to do a sigil about it. I just had to go into the void or into the underworld or wherever the hell I was. All I know, it was dark. It was very, very dark. I couldn't see anything. And then a light would illuminate one of these things and they would attack me or try to. And I would just like, quit it. Now, before she said they can't harm you, when I tell you the fear I felt, it's like you're trying to wake up from a dream and you cannot. I could not wake up. I could not leave. I felt the hands on my shoulders, like, face it. You're going to face this today, Crystal. Like, my higher self was done with this shit. So, yeah, I had to sit there all night long and face them. All night. And every one of them, every time one would illuminate, they would come to attack me. And I would go, stop. And this one I said, just like I told your friend, you're just an aspect of me. You can't even harm me. Come on. You know what they would do? They go. And when I tell you, these were the most terrifying things I've ever seen in my life. Like Stephen King, No one can invent what I can't even draw it. I can't. Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. And I faced them. I saw 25. I faced that shit. And to know. And then, like I said, people have sent evil on me. So, I have it set up with my intention. If you send some spirits to attack me, and for one, they know who I am, because I know who I am now. So you're literally attacking yourself. Because I'm not out here hurting people. I'm not out here doing spell work. I'm not out here trying to destroy anybody. I'm literally trying to wake us all up to the sleeping. You are a sleeping giant. You are a god. You are a goddess. You are divine. You are an elemental. You are ancient, primordial. Wake up. That's all I'm doing. So why would you attack me? I wouldn't. I would. Look, my sister, Christina Jerry, she sells these cups. Look at this. Quit playing. Quit playing. I do take shit personal. I told you I'm working on that. I'm not there yet. And the fact that I take shit personal is why I'm afraid to be seen. And I think the reason why a lot of people do like me, a lot of people don't. I can't win them all. Is because I come on here as my goofy, dorky, always fucking up self. Like, this is me. I'm not going to come on here like, I am the goddess of Kalima. I am the eternal. I'm not going to be that person, because that's not how I came here to be. That's ego. I'm going to come as, I'm Crystal. Of course, Kalima, Sekhmet, Oya, Tiamat, Dirt Woman, Anat, Nephthys. Did I say Sekhmet already? I rock with them. Of course I do. But I'm Crystal. And that's a fierce fucking team I got behind me. So I wouldn't try it. Not to mention the Daikini. And now my diamonds. They're my diamonds now. Not demons, diamonds. So yeah. What the fuck am I afraid of? I literally faced my own demons. Like, why am I letting troll ass humans, NPCs, irritate me? And I shouldn't. I should just go, okay, of course. But when it's your own people, when it's people you've known for years, since you were a child, hating on you, that's when it's hard to not take shit personal. That's hard. And I told a friend one day, after someone sub-posted me, I cried. Because I was like, not her. Like, Jesus. Like, this is the one that should be more proud of me than anybody. And she came for me. When she sub-posted me, that hurts. And, I don't want to hear people say, oh, well, if you thought it was about you, well, if you're making fun of me because I'm telling people my experience about self-healing and self-love and how to honor yourself, dismiss yourself. Dismiss yourself. I am not that little teenage girl that was scared of everything. I'm not that person anymore. And when it was that person, I was devastated. But here's the thing. Here's the cool thing with the shadow work and the self-realization awareness. When you stay in this shit, because it doesn't end, people are like, oh, you shouldn't still be doing that. Well, I didn't know you arrived. Are you walking through walls yet? When you are doing shadow work, self-therapy is what shadow work is. When you are mirroring and when you're looking how people are that irritate you, and then you're like, okay, instead of judging them, I need to look at myself, because I used to be her. I used to be a negative motherfucker. I used to be, because of all of the trauma and the hurt and stuff that I was carrying like a fucking shield of armor. Like, I'm like this because I will always be like this. Fixed sign Scorpio shit. I get it. That's mirroring. But don't mock me or make fun of me as my fucking friend. Like, well, who does that? People like that. And it's sad, when you're trying to get yourself out there, when you are trying to be seen, when you're like, okay, I've done all the work. I've pushed through the fear. I know confidence now is a fucking trait I need to learn, and I need to do it and not wait for it to happen. I just got to push through this sickening feeling I have of being mocked or ridiculed. What if they don't like my poem? What if they don't like my song? What if they don't like this book? Fuck it, I'm doing it. When you push through that shit, oh, you won. You've won. You've won. So like I said, every time they hurt you, and you keep doing that, you keep pushing through the pain, just like we did when we were kids. Because we've been through hell as kids, and we survived it. So that's when you go back to that inner child that's not wounded anymore. And that's a pillar of strength for you. And you go, okay, how did I get through that? I know I ignored it. But ignoring and shoving the pain into your gut like I did was not the right move. You know, you literally got to process this emotion and be like, ew. And not believe what these motherfuckers are saying about you. But when you push through all that shit and you make it out on the other side, it's a beautiful thing. It is a beautiful thing to show up on your platform. Oh, and that's another thing. People are now acting like me on Instagram. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, don't be paying money to people. I would never. I'm not going to come in your DMs and say the ancestors sent me. I will not do that shit. I am not going to come in. There's an energy about you, goddess or God. Would you like a reading? I would never. Readers don't do that. We just don't do it. Shamans don't do it. We don't do it. We don't do that. Those are scammers. Do not give your money freely out here to people, to anybody that'll take it. Don't do it. They got to be verified. I mean, you got to know these people. You got to know these people. I mean, they're like, I went, no cap, guys, two weeks. I went from 767 followers to 10,000 in 2 weeks. Because I am in my season. It took one video to go viral. And I posted that video a while back. It took one video. But through manifestation, journaling, I have reminders that pop up on my phone. I don't just write the shit down, honey. I put it on my phone as a reminder to pop up every day at a certain time to remind me of what I'm trying to achieve in my life. Yes. I have one popped up on my phone right now. Oh, that's a good reminder. So it works. Manifestation works. Use manifestation for your fear of being seen. You know, put a reminder on your phone every day. It pops up every day at 6 a.m. in the morning that you are confident. You are fearless. You are supported. You are reaping your abundance. Things like that. Isn't that such a great idea? Yeah, Amanda Francis gave me that idea. She's great. I love her. She's Lakshmi. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. But anyway, yes. So remind yourself. Use manifestation for your exercising. But that's what I'm going to start doing. Honey, I'm putting a new reminder in my phone today. Matter of fact, look, because sister girl has ADD and she forgets things. Reminder about exercising. Because you got to reprogram your mind, right? You got to reprogram. So I'm going to put something in my phone about how I love getting up early in the morning. Because I used to, when I was in my 20s, to type up like a nut at like 5:30 in the morning every day. Me and my oldest son. When he was like a baby. But yeah, I need to put a reminder on my phone when I first see it. And I love working out early in the morning. That's a good reminder to have. Because I don't want to do it. I want to sip my coffee. Which is a form of meditation for me. It's just, I hate when I grab my phone and I look at it because like Mel Robbins said, you'll just start doing this. And then next you know, an hour has passed. You could have meditated. I could have worked out. I could have done we could have went for a walk around the hood. I mean, I could have done so many fucking things, but here I am for a whole hour. And next you know, I got to get ready for work. Time, man. Manage that shit. Don't let it manage you. If you want to build a platform, start. Don't wait. I said the same thing. I was like, what do I have to offer? Everyone's a life coach. Everyone's a motivational speaker. Everyone has a podcast. What do I have to offer? Who would want to listen to me? And then the universe brought my soul tribe to me. My YouTube's starting to grow. My Instagram's starting to blow up. TikTok starting up. They got me shadow banned, but it's fine. What is meant for me will find me. All the good I do comes back to me. See, that's me, because what happens is you'll have like a little program that's going to start talking to you. So what I've done, while I was talking to you, I had a negative thing that went, and I was like, okay, that is not my shadow self, because me and my shadow self has done all the work. That is an outside program. That's something that's happened, before to me. So I reprogrammed that real quick. It gets easier and easier. Like Amanda Francis said, the more you do this, the more you reprogram your mind. It's quick. Like, you'll catch the negative thought. You'll catch the fuckery. It's absolute fuckery. And that is why you are afraid of being seen. So start doing the work. Get your ass out there. Turn on your cell phone. Start recording yourself. Start writing. Start journaling. Start posting it. Get on, if you're a writer, you can use medium.com or WordPress. WordPress is absolutely free. Get on there and start posting your shit. You can do this. My son's using Instagram to post his poems. Yeah. There is no excuses as to why you are not out here. You're like, I don't have any gifts. I don't have any talents. Yes, you do. Everyone has something. I was told most of my life, especially when I was a Christian. Oh my God. When I was a Christian, I stayed using motivational speeches in the Bible. Like, use Bible verses to inspire others, right? Besides judging people to hell. I also did that too. And all my Christian friends were like, yeah, yo, man, you're like Joyce Myers, but, me. And I kept hearing that. And I was like, oh, my life has sucked really bad. In the past, I have been through it. I've been through all the things. Well, so, Crystal, what makes you an expert to speak to anybody? I was severely abused by my father when I was a young girl. He physically and emotionally abused me. By the time I was 9, 10 years old, he bumped it up. He molested me once. Well, actually twice, but he molested me. And then, he was abusive and a piece of shit father. And then, like I told you, I was severely bullied as a kid by adults. Like, adults were my enemies for something. They hated me. I don't know why. I was this freaking little kid over here that was quiet and had a horrible home life. And then I had a horrible time outside of my home, because, home is supposed to be your heaven on earth. It's supposed to be your safe space. I was not safe in my home. I stayed in the woods when I was little. I would just go all the way up. We lived on top of a mountain in Charleston, West Virginia, called Cold Branch. Some know it as Twilight Drive. But there was a hill, like a mountain, across the street from me. And we had a pathway that could go all the way to the top. And I would just sit up there all day. All day. I would only come in when it was time, before my dad got home. So I had that. I've had 2 failed marriages. And after my last marriage, because I thought the last marriage was the one and only, like that was my person, I took a break from the dating world, and I was like, okay, why is this happening? Instead of just putting the blame on him, I realized, I was like, okay, Crystal, you are codependent, and no man wants to be with a codependent woman. I don't care what the red pillars, and those are not real red pill people. That's Matrix shit right there. But that's the program. I'm telling you, it's the us versus them thing. We're not about that. Not here. The mystics are not for that shit. We are ancient shamans. We don't do that. We don't play those games. We all know that the divine masculine is the sexiest fucking thing in the universe. Period. Poo. So, and the divine feminine. Baddest bitches. So anyway, and the dark feminine. Bad bitches. So, but I have been through horrific things. I have almost died several times. I've been septic, to where my surgeon came out to my family and told them to just be ready for me to die because it may be too late. I had a C-section where the epidural didn't take, so I felt everything. Should have died. I felt them pull everything. That is horrible. I was bumped by a bull shark. Well, I tell you, like, I haven't had an easy life. I have been racially profiled. I've been called N-word. I have been looked over for promotions. I have been treated less than, like I wasn't intelligent enough for a certain job, which is ridiculous because they're always coming to me for help. The people, I have been told most of my life that I was not good enough. And yet I'm still here. So what gives me the right to speak on what? Self-awareness? Oh, honey, I know all about it. I know how it feels at the age of 9 years old to hold a knife to your wrist and want to kill yourself while you're staring out at a graveyard across the ridgeline, thinking, I wish I was there. 9 years old. Because of the horrific bullying from my dad, because I had just been molested, and from the teachers at my elementary school. I know what suffering is. The last surgery I had, they took my rectum, my whole rectum. They took the rest of my colon. I have a small, remember the first surgery I was telling you about where the doctor came out and said that, she may not make it, Well, they took a lot of my small intestines then, over a foot. And, well, some of my colon too, but mostly my small intestines because of Crohn's. Ate me up inside. That's why I despise people say you can't die from Crohn's. Like they really think it's just a diarrhea disease. This shit eats you up. You not only do you have it in your intestines, you can get in your eyes. I have eczema now, like real bad, fucked up eczema. I get patches on my face. You get it everywhere. Like Crohn's to me is cancerous. It's just very slow. And my doctors told me at my last surgery, because, I have a tiny bit of small intestines left now. So I have ileostomy. And they said that was my last surgery. Like my last surgery was my last surgery. And my doctor looked at me and he said, you get sick again, like a perforation or anything. He said, there's nothing left to take, honey. Yeah. And stress exacerbates my condition, by the way. And I think that's a lot of reason why I don't date anybody, because it's hard to love me. Not that I'm evil or I mistreat you. I spoil, which I'll never do that again with a man. I'll never spoil another man. I will love them where they're at, like they love me. But it's hard being with me with this disease. It's hard because I get up every hour, 2 hours to use the bathroom. I have to empty it. I'm sick. There's a lot of hospital things. Like I'm dehydrated a lot. It's hard. Like it's hard loving me. My stoma, Julian, makes noises. You hear shit like that. And it's embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing. So when it makes noises on this podcast, I just be ready I want to crawl under a fucking rock, So, I want to be on TED Talks one day. I want to do stuff like that. But I'm thinking, is Julian going to run his fucking mouth? I mean, Julian feels like he has stuff to say. Yeah, I call my stoma Julian. My sister nicknamed it that. When it was over here, when I had a colostomy, it was Julian. Now it's an ileostomy on this side because it's my small intestines. We're going to keep Julian because it's such a cute little name. And I know my time on earth is limited. I get it. Like I said, I've been told many a times. I've been into the hospital where my magnesium and potassium was so dangerously low where my heart shouldn't have been beating. My doctors and my nurses looked at me like, how are you still alive, Crystal? So I told them I can't be like, I'm an embodied goddess and, I don't got time to die. I got to take care of. No, I didn't say that. I was like, I'm an X-Man. And they all busted out laughing. They thought it was funny, but it worked. I had to say something. So yeah, I get it. I've had a very hard life. And I understand. I used to hate suicide. I hated it because I was suicidal. I had suicidal thoughts my whole life, but I refused to kill myself because I saw it as weak. But I get it now. I have more compassion for people like that now. I get it. And I hate that I was such a bitch about it. I hate it. Like my kids, they suffer from depression and stuff. And they see what I've been through, and it pushes them to keep going. Like I inspire my sons. I love my babies. I love boys so much. So, yeah, I was afraid of being seen. Because I thought, yeah, I'm not an expert. I don't know. I don't have a degree in this. And my higher self said, your life gave you your degree. You've had the shaman's death several times. And I had to do it. And then when my mentor, Makosi, said something that pretty much confirmed what my higher self has been saying, I was like, okay, Crystal, she's waiting for me to step up as a leader. So I won't be doing tarot anymore. After the Capricorn reading this season, because I know I got to do Sagittarius, I will not be doing tarot online anymore. Because We Are Magic was not made for tarot. When I first started We Are Magic, I didn't own a tarot deck. It was about this. This is what my ancestors brought me to do. And I think I was led to do tarot because I had imposter syndrome. Ugh, don't you hate that shit? I feel like Julian's about to talk, guys. You might hear him. And imposter syndrome just makes you feel like, am I crazy? Like, I'm not in tune with spirit. I'm not clairvoyant. I'm not this and that. So when I can read a card and read your life, and people are like, Crystal, the fuck? It scares them and shit. So it wasn't for them. It was for me. I had to realize that, I don't need my cards to read you like a fucking book. But tarot's fun. It's fun. It's fun when the cards work with spirit. It's a beautiful thing to see 222, 333, 444, 111 when you think about something, or you say something that you know is a download from the universe. It's beautiful. And it's confirmation. And you deserve to face your fear. You deserve to be confident. You deserve to be seen. I love y'all. I've just been rambling on and on. Remember, guys, we are magic and we are one. And I love you so, so much. And thank you for your support. I truly do appreciate all the love and the confirmations, and blessings are beautiful always. And I love that so much. Thank you again. Have a good one. Bye.